First up, it's the leading vote getter and the host for this year's All-Star Game, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark. This is Clark's first time being selected as a team captain, and she joins A'ja Wilson as the only players to be named captains their first 2 seasons in the league under this new format. Caitlin is on pace for her second season, averaging 18 points, 8 assists. No other player has done that even once.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark gets nearly 1.3 million All-Star votes, more than the entire top 30 players combined in 2023. She makes WNBA history and becomes team captain. In her first interview appearance since her groin injury, she triumphantly returns to ESPN for the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft. But here's the twist no one saw coming. During the live program, Clark makes a move so bold it changes everything. Are you ready to hear how she made history again? If you're excited about her return, comment CC record breaker. Let's go.
And then out west, it's the Minnesota Lynx Nafisa Collier making her debut in captainship. But don't get it twisted, she knows this game well. Fee has been named an All-Star 5 out of the last 6 games. She's the 2024 Defensive Player of the Year and the favorite to win MVP according to ESPN Bet Sportsbook. But how about we check in on her GM skills? We're about to find out what those look like. It's just about that time. The captains are here. Fee, Caitlin, how are we feeling heading into your first draft as captains here?
Here's something that will blow your mind. While Clark was recovering from her injury, fans voted like never before, 1,293,526 times. That's not just a record, it's total domination. In 2023, the top 30 All-Star vote-getters combined for 1,171,000 votes. Clark beat that by herself. She got more than 30 of the league's best players combined. A'ja Wilson led the voting that year with 95,860 votes, which sounds impressive, until you realize Clark got 13 times that number.
There are fans out there online who say it's Fever versus everybody. And when they see this voting, it's only going to fuel that notion.
The WNBA has been around since 1997, but no one has ever seen fan engagement like this. Clark turned a struggling league into must-watch television. Fans who'd never watched women's basketball before started voting. Parents and kids joined in. Social media exploded with Clark content during the voting period, turning her into a global phenomenon.
WNBA All-Star captains have been announced. Team Collier versus Team Clark, the top 2 vote getters when it comes to fan voting. Caitlin Clark, over 1.2 million fan votes. Nafisa Collier not too far behind with 1.1 million fan votes. Aaliyah Boston was close, less than 2,000 votes away from a Team Clark versus Team Boston All-Star Game experience. That would have been quite the entertainment, but instead, we get Team Clark versus Team Nafisa Collier.
Her return from injury became a triumphant moment, not just for basketball, but for culture. Clark wasn't just back. She was now the most popular player in WNBA history. The votes proved she's more than a stat sheet star, she's a movement. She brought an entire new generation of fans to the league, something the WNBA had never experienced before. That's the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, one player multiplying the league's attention 12-fold, nearly 1.3 million votes strong.
That's Caitlin Clark. That's the Caitlin Clark phenomenon right there. That is a perfect example. The year before she showed up, all the way to what? Basically 13 times the amount of votes, because she almost got 1.3 million.
Clark's vote total proves she's not just a superstar, she's the face of the league. Her time off made fans realize how much they missed her. The votes became their way of showing support and demanding her return. Walking into ESPN, Clark knew over 1 million people voted just for her. That power set the stage for what came next, and how her fellow players really felt about her.
I feel good.
We're ready.
Ooh.
I'm excited to get it underway.
I'm ready. I'm excited. This is going to be a whole lot of fun here. I'm curious, Fee, can you just take me inside? I think Captain GM Fee has a nice ring to it. What's your strategy here as you're looking towards this draft?
It does have a nice ring to it. I like this position a lot. I feel like I got to try to get some of my Hootie Hoo Owl girls on here. I got to try to get some of my Husky girls on here. So I've got an agenda coming into today.
All right, we got a little bit of.
What Clark did next was so bold it made WNBA history. The draft began with Clark and Nafisa Collier as captains. Everyone expected a normal draft, but Clark had a secret plan nobody saw coming.
What about you, Caitlin? What's your strategy here?
I'm going on vibes.
Ooh.
We're picking whatever comes to mind. We're just having fun. My team's going to be fun. That's all that matters. You get to be in front of the home crowd in Indianapolis, so that's right.
Being in front of the home crowd is an important thing and could play maybe to your advantage here. We've done enough talking. It sounds like it is time that we get this draft underway. I've always wanted to say this. With the first pick in the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft, Team Clark selects.
I know this will be super surprising to everybody watching, but I'm going with my teammate, Aaliyah Boston, baby.
We're putting Aaliyah Boston
Welcome,
up on
baby.
the board here. Aaliyah Boston going here to Team Clark.
Clark started strong, picking Aaliyah Boston first. It was loyalty in action, rewarding her Fever teammate and the chemistry they built during her rookie year. Boston had her back through tough times, and Clark made sure to return the favor.
Aaliyah has been on opposite teams with Nafisa Collier in each of her first 3 All-Star appearances, and that tradition, keeping it up this year as she's joining her teammate Caitlin Clark. She's been an All-Star selection in each of her first 3 seasons in the league. She's the 9th player in the league history to be an All-Star in each of their first 3 seasons. So you're getting some real talent that you know very well here, Caitlin, on your team.
She even drafted Aya Wilson, despite their on-court rivalry. Wilson had dominated Clark in several games and won the MVP that many thought Clark deserved.
Caitlin, we're going back to you here with the 4th pick in this draft.
All right, 4th pick. I'm going to take Asia.
Asia Wilson. I was wondering when we would see Asia of the
Stack my
Aces
team up.
going off of the board here. Asia Wilson headed to Team Clark here, 3-time All-Star captain. She did select Yuffie on her team in 2019 and has played with you 3 out of the 4 All-Star games. So it's going to be a little different again going head-to-head here with Asia Wilson, the 3rd straight season of her averaging 20 or more points and her 5th season overall, of course, a certified baller.
But Clark can separate competition from respect. She knows Wilson's talent could help her team win. That's maturity. Understanding success comes from collaboration, not ego.
I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules. But we just made it a rule.
Now.
So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina.
Then came the shocker. Instead of just drafting players, Clark traded away her coach, Cheryl Reeve. Nothing like this had ever happened in All-Star history. The WNBA and ESPN had to give special permission for it. Clark announced she wanted to swap coaches with Collier, instantly changing the entire energy of the event.
We have breaking
Let me
news
know.
here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something that you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
I agree with Cheryl. I agree with the trade. I love Cheryl. She's my coach here. And you know what? That's just going to be worse for Team Clark because now we got more chemistry on our side. We got more synergy. We know what we expect from each other. So that was a bad move on your part, Caitlin. We're taking you down.
The same Cheryl Reeve who rejected Clark from Team USA in 2024 was now gone from her sideline. Reeve had left Clark off the Olympic roster and criticized the attention she received. Clark clearly remembered and acted.
I'd rather watch paint dry. I'd rather watch dirt just be moved around because Caitlin Clark's not on the team. If she's there, it's appointment TV. You people, whoever did this, honestly, hey, take your brain, put it in a museum, and study it for how dumb you are.
In Reeve's place, Clark brought in Sandy Brondello from New York. It was a strategic masterstroke. Brondello had led the Liberty to success, and Clark wanted that winning mentality. The coach trade became the most talked about moment of the night. Even the ESPN producers were scrambling. It was a historic first.
The coaches maybe is going to be the X factor.
Okay.
The coaches are maybe going to be the X factor.
Hey, Sandy, defending champion. loves to shoot threes, lets her players get after it. I don't know. I'm feeling good with Sandy and Sabrina on my team.
Collier laughed it off with some playful trash talk. That's going to be worse for Team Clark because now we've got more chemistry. Bad move, Caitlin. We're taking you down. The competitiveness was instant. The swap showed Clark's leadership and fearlessness. She wasn't just accepting her role, she was reshaping it.
By the way, I just got official word from the WNBA, from the league. I am hearing that a trade of coaches is permitted and it is granted. I wish I had a gavel here. So the coach trade has gone through. As the steward of this draft. It has been approved. And these are your teams. This is going to be a whole lot of fun.
This move proved Clark had grown from rookie sensation to true leader. She wasn't afraid to ruffle feathers. The coach trade turned the All-Star game into more than a show. It became a power statement. But while fans were breaking records for her, players had a very different opinion.
There's going to come a time when the CBA negotiations are going on. The owners are sitting across from the Players Association. The negotiators are in the room. They're trying to iron out things. And the owners all come together and they ask a question. They pose a question to the players. And the question's simple. Where's Caitlin Clark? Why isn't she here? And why isn't she sticking up for you ladies and advocating on your behalf? And when the Players Association, when the people in that room hear that question, they're going to be looking at each other, confused, lost, and without an answer that doesn't make them look incredibly foolish.
Despite 1.3 million fan votes, WNBA players ranked Clark only the 9th best guard in the league. Paige Buchers ranked 4th, Sabrina Ionescu 2nd, and Alicia Gray 1st. Even Natasha Cloud and Brittany Sykes ranked higher. The most popular player in league history wasn't even top 5 among her peers.
Everybody is talking about are the player rankings when it comes to the All-Star ballot. They put Caitlin Clark number 9 as far as the guards go for the WNBA. Not number 2 behind, I don't know who would possibly be ahead of her. Not number 3, not 4, not 5. Shout out to LeBron James. Not 1, not 2, not 3. They put her all the way at number 9.
Her teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell knew that ranking was absurd. They saw her talent daily. Yet jealousy and politics seemed to cloud player opinions. Some may have resented her fame or wanted to protect veteran status. Whatever the reason, Clark walked into the All-Star Draft knowing many players didn't believe she belonged there, and led anyway.
Caitlin Clark has to be getting a light bulb. Oh, they just don't like me, right? Once we get to the Natasha Cloud and Brittany Sykes, a light bulb has to go off. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, they just don't like me. I'm done publicly coming to your girl's defense. I'm done publicly using my cachet, using my fans, my fan base to come support you guys. We're done with that.
Here's what nobody's talking about. The All-Star Game in Indianapolis wasn't just another event. It was Clark's homecoming. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, home of the Fever, was packed with fans who broke records to see her play. With that kind of crowd, it felt more like a home game than an exhibition.
The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains, picking the players, picking the rosters. But the most interesting aspect was the coach swap, because Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty. Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league.
With a coach trade drama and rankings controversy still fresh, this was Clark's chance to silence doubters. Brondello was now coaching her team against Reeve, the same coach who once left her out of Team USA. The storyline couldn't be more perfect.
Not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed from. Of course, Reeve wasn't a part of the official committee, but, some may believe she had some say in how all that went down. Regardless, the picking between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star.
Clark's team reflected her strategic mind. Aaliyah Boston brought chemistry, Aya Wilson brought dominance, and Sabrina Ionescu plus Satu Sabali gave her elite spacing. The bench featured Kelsey Mitchell, another Fever connection. Collier countered with Brianna Stewart and Alicia Gray, setting up a battle of philosophies and power.
Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries.
The game became more than entertainment. It was Clark's statement to the league. Every pass, every shot, every highlight was proof she belonged with the elite. The Indianapolis crowd roared every time she touched the ball. This wasn't just an all-star game. It was the beginning of something bigger for Clark and the Fever. By the end, one thing was clear. Clark isn't just the most popular player in WNBA history, she's becoming the most powerful. The coach trade showed her strategic side. The 1.29 million votes proved her unmatched fan connection. 2025 is shaping up as the year Caitlin Clark and the Fever finally get the respect they deserve. The question now isn't if she'll break more records, it's how many.